Next up, certainly one of the better teams. I'm going to hit you with Cortex. Alright, so he's up next. We're going to break down his team. Cortex, I'll let you know how his first pick for the draft was none other than Matt Forte. Yes, Mr. Matt Forte himself. I feel he was being a little fanish, but you know what? Strong pick, very strong pick, especially in a PPR league. I see he's going to be a lot of good for a lot of screen passes, things like that. You know, the run obviously is always going to be there for now. Little things. Last season, he averaged 21 points fantasy-wise. He had 236 carries, and when he did, he averaged 3.9 yards a carry. The man had 6 touchdowns. Also, when it comes to his catches, he had 102 receptions, and on those, he had 7.9 yards after the catch. Now, I see with a coach who's run-centric, is definitely going to bring more to his role on the Chicago Bears, so that's definitely going to help. So definitely a good pickup, especially for our PPR league. So I want to see a lot of productivity. Next up from my boy Cortex is going to be none other than one of the greatest quarterbacks right now in the game, Aaron Rodgers. Now with Aaron Rodgers, oh my God, the ceiling is high. So let me give you a little facts about him. Last year, the man averaged 21.4 fantasy points. His pass rating is 112. It's very strong, very, very strong. The man had 38 touchdowns last season. I guess your biggest concern, if you were to be with Aaron Rodgers, is that Nelson's out for the season. But I don't really see that hurting him at all. He has plenty of options left, and the way I feel, Aaron Rodgers makes stars. So definitely a very good pick. Next up, I'm going to go with his other running back, who's going to be Frank Gore. I know a lot of people see potential with him, me not so much. He's going to the Indianapolis Colts. So with that, that's a pass-heavy team. You know, they've got a lot of weapons, especially with Johnson coming into the mix. That gives, of course, Andrew Luck a lot more targets to throw at. Frank Gore's role might be more of a red zone, probably goal line player, but you know, like I said, they're not a running team at all, so I don't see much productivity coming from Frank Gore. Definitely coming from 49ers over here, he'll probably be better, but fantasy point wise, I don't see him bringing much to the league. So as a pick, could have gone better, but like I said, we'll see how the weeks progress, and hopefully it was woo! All right, guys, I'm feeling a little pumped, so let's hit them. All right, so for Cortex's wide receivers, we have A.J. Green and also Brandon Cooks. Now, both these guys see a lot of potential. A.J. Green, a lot more potential. Unfortunately, he's dealing with Dalton as quarterback. Dalton's a lot of hit and miss. Sometimes he can bring you some of the greatest passes. Sometimes you wonder why this guy's even playing pro. But, you know, that's what we got. A.J. Green, let me give you some stats from last season. Hopefully give you a good insight on him. Last year, he averaged 12.6 fantasy points. He was targeted 116 times. Out of those, he got 69 receptions. And when he did get the ball, it was an average of 15.1 yards a carry. Also, the guy got 6 touchdowns, so, you know, not a bad deal for him. Next up, we got Cooks. Cooks, I see with him very high ceiling to go. Because now with Jeremy Graham gone, sorry about that, Jimmy Graham, sorry. Jimmy Graham, also then we got Stills left. So, you know, now, and the only competition he has is a vet who's been in the game for 10 years, who's Colston. I see Drew Brees looking towards Cooks more. You know, obviously his workload will be more. If Cooks can handle it, he's definitely a very good pickup. He just has to carry the workload, and you know, we'll see how that goes for him. Definitely some solid wide receivers. One is definitely more solid. The other one has a ceiling, higher ceiling to get to. If he can get there, he's definitely a solid pick. So I'm gonna have to give his wide receivers 2 thumbs up. Good. So next up, we have Travis Kelce, who's Kansas City Chiefs tight end. I know a lot of people have high hopes for him. He's definitely a big dude with a lot of speed. So unfortunately, he's with a team who doesn't utilize their tight end that much. So he's one of those up and downs. One week he'll bring you a lot of points. Next week he's just there. Unfortunately, that's the role he plays. He's definitely no Gronk or Jimmy Graham. So we'll definitely see how it goes with him. But just going to give you a couple stats. Last season he averaged 10.9 fantasy points. He was targeted 87 times, and out of those he got 67 receptions, so not too bad. And then when he did, he got 12.9 yards on average. And like I said, just unfortunately, he's with a team who doesn't utilize a tight end, offensively as much. But I say the bright side is he will be their starter starting off this season. Last but not least for his team, Neil Cortex went with Arizona Cardinals defense. Definitely, they held him up last season, so I definitely could see things going well for him. So always with defense, I'm just going to go with points per game allowed. So with them, they had 18.7 is the most they allowed on average. Sorry about that, on average. So definitely an upside. The defense is solid. With the defenses we do have, it's definitely a good pick and should hold them out. So Neil Cortex, for your grade, I'm going to have to give you a strong and solid B+. Now, see, the only thing holding you back is Kelsey and Frank Gore. Other than that, Cooks, I see having a very high ceiling. If some way Colts decide to really utilize Gore, you have some potential. And Kelsey, he's a hit and miss, week to week. But definitely your B is a strong B. You're very close to being at least like an A, maybe A-. But, just see how your players go week to week. You have a strong, solid B+. So, hey, good luck.